first of all, I don't know why we don't hang out more. I adore the two of you. And you're just like such an amazing story. You're like just so successful, and what an amazing career that y'all have had.
Thank
and
you.
continue to have.
It's been a long one so far.
Yeah, I mean, you started at like 6 months old or something, right?
Yes, on Full House, we were 6 months old. And then from there, it just kind of...
But don't they usually get rid of the babies and then just recast older kids?
Always.
I mean, that's just
Always.
rare that you stayed the kids.
Yeah.
And do you remember, like, what's your earliest memory of that?
There's quite a few.
I'm not sure if they're memories or old footage.
Right.
You kind of confuse the two. But we remember small things like being in a shower with Dave.
All right, let's not talk about that. Okay. I was talking about the show. So let's, I wish I had done a sitcom so I'd have footage of my childhood, because I have no memory of my childhood, and at least you have that, you know? And then you end up being like very, very successful fashion designers, which like I said, I love your clothes.
Thank you.
I wear them all the time on the show. And when I was campaigning to be on the cover of Oprah's magazine, y'all got in touch with us and wanted to dress me for the cover of O, which I was very flattered.
That was amazing. We have it framed in the office.
Well, I have it framed too. That was what I was wearing on the cover of O. Not the best way to show off your stuff. There's other stuff in there too.
We were so excited. We're such big fans of you, and it was just really exciting for us to make something for you.
Well, thanks so much. Yeah, I loved everything. I wore, I think, we did 3 different covers, and every cover was your outfits. And you have 3 different lines, is that right? You have the Row, which is what I'm wearing.
We have the Row, Elizabeth and James, and Olsen Boy.
Because you started, I mean, your company is, you know, a billion-dollar company, and you started at like age 10 being in these meetings. Did you know what was going on at that age?
I think we knew what was going on, but I think it was just about listening and understanding and learning the process.
And it's a completely different language, you know, learning about finances and branding, and there's so many different elements to the process, to creating something, that it was, our parents really just felt strongly about us being in those meetings, whether we really understood it or not, that we started to understand the language of the business.
But most people wouldn't actually get involved. You'd sit back, and obviously you've done very well, and you would just kind of coast. But what made you get into fashion? What was the impetus for, like, I'm going to create a line?
We had done it when we were 10, and it was once again for mass, and it was for kids. And that was extremely successful. And then we decided to go away, go to school, move to New York, and take a step back and figure out what we really wanted to do. And that was still something I think we were both extremely interested in, but we wanted to do it with full control, and we wanted to do it our way.
Right.
Also, when we were younger, we always took adult clothing and cut it down to our
fit,
size, to fit us.
Right.
So we sort of understood fit and quality.
And you have different styles, but when you were growing up, you were dressed alike a lot, because you had to be dressed alike, right? That they kind of, or did you want to be dressed alike?
It was alike but different. It was always alike, but
like the same dress, but red or black, or
I was the girly one and she was the sporty one. So it was, you know, a little.
It wasn't by choice, I don't think. I think, you know, as when we sort of, I don't know, 15, 16?
Probably 12 and 13, we were really doing it ourselves.
All right, we have to take a break, and we come back. Since y'all are so kind, you got me things. I got you something as well. We'll be back.
Right.
Your mom was very stylish growing up, right? Is that where you were sort of influenced by her?
Definitely. I think, you know, that's where our big glasses came from.
Definitely,
and
the big
maybe some
mascara,
scarves and the layering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And y'all do seem to, you hang out all the time together. Are you together as much as we think, or we just see photos? Are y'all best friends?
Yeah, we're
probably more than
everyone thinks. I know, we're together every day, probably from 9 a.m. till 12 at night sometimes.
But you don't
later.
live together?
No.
Would you want to live together, or would that be too much?
You know, we've started thinking about it
again.
recently.
It didn't work out the first time, but maybe.
Right. We thought our furniture would go really well together, and our
we
art
did
and
buy
our clothing.
matching chairs, just in case.
Because you would have, I mean, you obviously, I know you say you're somewhat different, but you kind of nod at the same time. You're connected in such a way that you think probably, and and think of the same thing at the same time. And when you're apart, do you have that thing that twins talk about where you know if something's happening with her, if somebody's hurt or not, if something...
I think you get that feeling. I don't know how to really explain it.
We definitely feel it, and also, you know, we're mirror twins, so we also kind of go like this. So one of us is, you know, is really good, the other one's maybe not so good. It's just this kind of this balancing.
Is that good? So you help the other person when they're down? That's better.
Yeah. I think so.
Well, you both have really great attitudes. Just from the things I've read that you've written about yourselves, and just the kind of things you explore in life, and your attitudes about everything, and just amazing and positive and scandal-free, and that's pretty rare in this business.
Thank you.
Really amazing. All right, so. Oh boy. So you're known for, like, you know, certain things, right?
Yeah.
So I had something made for both of you. With your big bags. Too. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. I haven't seen you all in a long time, but I know that you're coming to LA a lot because every time I go to shop, something's on hold for you that I wanted.
You've taken almost every item we have wanted.
Really?
Yes.
You have a good eye.
It's very
funny.
frustrating.
Well, obviously you have a good eye too, because every time I go in there's a store that obviously we both shop at, and I go in and there was a lamp I wanted, and they were like, "Oh, that's for them," and I said, "Let me know if it's off hold," and then you bought some others.
Sometimes I just want to take the little red stickers off and just
say that it's not for me.
Yeah, it's not for
I said, well, that's not fair. That's cheating. And what are you doing in LA a lot? Is it for the fragrance, or what are you coming here for?
Well, this trip we were here for the fragrance, but we're building a store here for the Row.
Oh, good.
So we're very excited.
Do you know their clothing line, The Row? It's fantastic. When is it opening?
Hopefully in a month.
In a month?
I hope so.
And where is it?
It's on Melrose Place.
On the little strip on
the
Melrose
little
Place?
strip, yeah.
Oh, that's a great area.
Yeah, we're excited. It's construction's very difficult to.
Yes, it is.
And very frustrating. And,
Yes.
it's our
Slower
first
than you
time
think.
Yeah, and this is our first store, so a lot of surprises.
Is it? You don't have a store in New York?
No, not
No,
yet.
this is our first store.
Why
our
wouldn't
first
you open
home.
your store in New York first before LA, since you live there?
This was a space that my sister and I grew up going to, and there's a pool in the center. It used to be an old hair salon.
Oh, where Sally Hirschberger's
Yeah.
place was, yeah.
And so that's the space.
Oh, it's a great
And so
space.
we were looking in New York, Los Angeles as well, and this came up first.
So not only do you go buy really cool clothes, but it's a cool environment.
Yes.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Now, when you see people wearing your clothing, do you get excited and go, hey, that's mine? I mean, they must know. If
Sometimes, yeah.
they see you, they
usually
must know
take
I'm wearing.
photos.
Do you
Yeah.
take photos of
Yeah,
them?
I've chased a couple people
Yeah.
down the street. Yeah.
Because I think that would be really cool to see people wearing something that you designed.
It is. It's one of the best, highest compliments.
Yeah.
And yeah.
It's really amazing that y'all started out on Full House. I mean, to start in a career. And to be businesswomen and to be successful, because a lot of people start at this, they try, and it's not nearly as successful. And Full House is still on. I know that people still watch the show to this day. Like, you know, my producer Mary's daughter watches every single day, every time it's on, and people love the show still.
No, it's incredible.
Yeah.
I guess people who grew up with us are now having kids, and now their kids are watching it, and it's still relevant.
Yeah.
And it's amazing.
And everybody's still around, because there was that Super Bowl commercial
Right.
with Bob Saget and John Stamos. And so Bob Saget has a new book out saying that he did a lot of inappropriate jokes. Do you remember the jokes when you were on set?
They were very inappropriate. We probably couldn't
Right.
even talk about it here. They were three comedians. We grew up with three comedians that just had fun together. And you know, normally you let an audience go if you're taping. We used to film actually on the Warner Brothers lot as well.
so a couple doors down, and you would let them go by like 11, 10, and they would, film until 3 o'clock in the morning.
Really?
Yeah, they'd have to let the audience go.
You would be there as
No,
lead?
we
Not-
wouldn't.
Okay,
No,
I was
we
going to say
wouldn't.
that would be against the law, I would hope.
Fine line.
Yeah, because that's when they'd be the most inappropriate,
Right.
I would think. All right, so when you look at, do you ever watch the show if it's on, if you stumble upon it?
Sometimes.
And do you know who's who? Do you know if you're looking at you or Mary-Kate?
I think when we got a little older, but I feel like photos are gonna pop up any second.
They are. I want to know if you can tell the difference. I'm going to show you a picture, and you tell me if you know who it is. It'll
Do
come
you
up.
guys know?
No.
Okay.
So you can just make it up. But do you know who that is?
Maybe me.
Okay, we don't know.
We don't know.
Do you know who that is? Do you have any memories at that age?
These pictures are ridiculous.
I mean,
I've never seen-
someone could show me a picture from my first season, and I have no idea. So I can't.
I think this is too young for me to.
Yeah, it's not fair.
realize.
It's a ridiculous
well
game.
done.
Okay,
this
which is
one I
which?
know.
You're on the left.
I'm on the left. Mary-Kate's on the right.
How do you know that?
Because Mary-Kate still makes that face to me.
Really?
Yeah.
We're back with Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen, and there's something on BuzzFeed that says that twins hate certain things that people say to you. Because people must say the same thing all the time, which is what?
Well, for us, I think it's more like, are you Mary or Kate? Or are you Mary, Kate, and Ashley?
Oh wait, or are you the Ashley twins?
Are you the Ashley twins?
They'll say that to one of you?
Yeah,
Right.
so, I'm one of them.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So is the reason you did 2 fragrances, is it because you each had a different thing in mind?
It kind of started with the packaging.
Someone, a part of Sephora, they said, why don't we just do another fragrance? And it made sense because our brand is about duality, and we wanted to be able to offer options.
So anybody could wear it, really?
Yes.
Right.
One's more
One's
of
more
a
of an oriental,
sandalwood.
sandalwood.
One's vanilla.
I can't. Oh, yeah, that's very,
delicious.
very feminine.
Haven't been on TV for a while.
I was hoping when I lifted it that it was full of water. I really didn't know. All right, so we're going to play a game, and I'm going to give you paddles, and you're going to say if it's me or her.
Okay.
And I don't know the questions either, so we'll see if this is fun or not. We'll decide. All right, who is the messiest? Well, someone has to be messier.
I asked for a both battle. I know it'd be so much easier.
Oh, you're both? All right. Who is the first to get kissed? You must have discussed this.
Me?
You've never discussed that?
I don't remember.
No.
Do you remember your first kiss? No?
Somebody asked me that the other day. I was so embarrassed not to have some fabulous story.
Yeah, it probably wasn't a good kiss. I mean, I would think. Who's the funniest? Who could survive in Naked and Afraid? Do you know that show? Naked and Afraid? They drop people off naked and then they get afraid.
Is that real?
In the middle of nowhere, and they
What
have to
channel
make it
is
for
this
25
on?
days. And
Who would sign up for that?
people do sign up, and people watch it too.
What's the
I want to
reward?
see images.
There is
of
no
that.
reward. There is no prize. There is no money. There's no nothing. They're just on TV, naked and afraid.
God.
You win this one.
I would never be on that. Who can talk their way out of a parking ticket? Who's a better dancer? Who's a better singer?
I don't think we're
Words
very
both
good.
bad.
Neither of you are good. I admire people who know they can't sing. Some people don't know and they sing.